So what I've found about working in multiple services is that largely the role of a paramedic is going to be similar, the core of it, regardless of where you go across Ontario. What really makes services different is in between the calls and outside of work. You know, a lot of the people that I work with are my friends. We spend a lot of time together. And then when you're at work, just the atmosphere again in between the calls is really different in Frontenac.
It's a mid-sized service, so it's not super small, but it's not so large that you're not going to be able to get to know your coworkers. It is really nice to be able to get to know everybody's face and name and know a little bit about them. And a lot of the other services, there's multiple hospitals. If you're going for a trauma bypass, you're going to one hospital. If you're doing a STEMI, you're going to one hospital. Stroke is another hospital. We're here, KGH is the hospital. It does all of it, the trauma, the strokes, the STEMIs and things like that.
And the fact that we do have several bases in the city of Kingston, and the fact that they're so close together means that we also don't do standbys here, so you're not pointlessly driving around to maintain coverage area, because you can travel to all the areas relatively quickly around Kingston. There's plenty of main arteries for travel, so because of that, you do spend a lot of time in your area where you expect to actually be for your shift.
I also like this service has a good mix of rural and urban. One day you could be working in the city and doing stuff downtown, or you could be out up north, like trying to put an ambulance down an ATV trail. You never know what you're gonna run into.
The supervisors are there to help. The deputy chief even has said like open door policy, that I honestly feel like as a newbie, I'm not just a newbie. I'm already part of the team and supported as anyone on the team, even someone that's worked for 20 years. I would say that that's a huge standout point for Frontenac.
Another thing I would also say that was a huge, vast difference from other previous services is the amount of mental health support. Not only do they have great benefits for things like that, we have a peer support team that for both the leadership team as well as the frontline medics, where if you do a bad call or you're having a tough time, someone can put in a message. It's all confidential and it goes through an app, and everyone is alerted that's on the team, and then they can reach out to the individuals that were maybe involved in the tough call, or they might be doing fine, but we always check in. And even further than that, we do have a staff psychologist that is available for the crews to use, and he goes out every Wednesday. So every Wednesday he calls the soup and asks who's at what station, where are they, and he'll drive around, especially if there's a certain crews that maybe they had a bad call the day before or something's going on. He'll make sure to make that a priority to hit them first so that he has an opportunity to chat with them.
As far as the patient care goes here, a lot of the medics are devoted to going kind of above and beyond, and we do have our base hospital, and we do have like our protocols that we follow, but I find it's the little things like proper bedside manner that really gets lost in our career. And this is a customer service, patient-centered job. And I find that here people really do go above and beyond to make sure that those needs and basic human needs are met.
Everyone's very eager to continue learning. There's a really great hunger here, and oftentimes when I go into the stations, there's crews with mannequins out practicing intubation techniques, practicing scenarios, and like helping each other out with not even just new medics, but older medics helping new medics, and just other medics quizzing each other.
Frontenac, they have their AIV program, so I'm now AIV, which is nice as a PCP that I'm able to do that here. It kind of extends my my scope of practice and care a little bit.
I love that Kingston has everything that you need. It's got a big hospital, it's got universities, colleges, it's got great downtown with great shopping, but you're also kind of in cottage country at the same time.
But if you want to get out of the city, it's just a really short drive out in another county, and then you can do any type of like fishing or hunting that you want to do. Versus when I lived in Toronto, it was you can drive forever and you're still in the city.
And I feel like people that have kids, just having been a teacher, I know there's lots of great schools in the school board, and then lots of activities kind of constantly for kids too. So if you have a family, it's a great place as well.
If you're looking for more than just a career, and you're looking for a family and a home and a place to lift you up and help support you through some of these difficult times, Frontenac is where you want to be.